Bulawinaka. Hey, just putting the steel frames together as such, you'll find that you'll have a layout like this. We'll talk to you a bit later about basically most of this information is going to be on a tablet. The advantage with the tablet, of course, is it won't get wet and soggy and you can zoom right in. The walls basically are labelled, load bearing walls and some beams in amongst here. When it comes to assembly in the bundles, every wall is in a separate bundle, and some of the bigger walls, of course, are in two bundles, marked Part A, Part B. Every bundle will have a PDF of the actual wall frame assembly, which will be along the lines of this. Basically, you will have BP bottom plate, you will have T1, T2, T3, T4 and 5, the various top plates, and in this situation, because of the job, it's got an additional full top plate running right through, and your studs will basically be marked S1s, S2s, S3s, S4s all the way through there. The biggest secret with handling this stuff as we send it as a pre-cut is only open the bundle that you are working on and only have one bundle open. Identify all the parts in there, cross-reference against here, then start assembly, because in wall 2 and wall 3 there will be a BP1 in both of those. So one bundle at a time. Make sure you identify those there.
Stop.
Cool. Now, because we've got beam pockets in here, the engineer has done a different lintel system. So instead of being what we refer to a web lintel, these will actually have written on here basically one piece of 150mm C-section, 41.95. In a lot of cases your lintels are actually going to be 1.15. They're going to be a piece of metal like that. They are in a separate bundle. They will have the wall written on them, the length and the size, and they need to go in basically between header 3 and header 2. And where these lines are, you will need to screw from the top and the bottom to fix all that in place. So all but one of your lintels, all the ones that have got the 150mm section in it, basically will be labelled like that. There is, however, one wall, which of course is the big opening on the front. Absolutely wonderful, and it has a piece of 200 by 51, 1.15 has got to go in there. So all those are cut to length for you. You just need to make sure you identify them and put them in as you go. Getting them in afterwards could start to get a little bit tricky. Okay. What you do have in all of these walls is some complications because of these beam pockets. Bring that wall back up, I suppose. Yeah, so all of your rafters come down inside some beam pockets like this. Now I have put a triple hole, which is just a little, 3 little holes close together, just to help you line it up so you can get your tools in there and attach those. The number of connections is on the engineer's documents, which is here. Basically you require 4 screws each side inside those beam pockets. And you'll see that's pretty much why I've got 4 lines there, so you can get those in there. They'll act as a pilot hole. They are only in the wall, they're not actually in the end of the rafter. We'll talk about the rafters later. You'll find that there is the gaps in here because you've got some portals in here. At the bottom of these walls in particular, especially around the main part of the building, there will be a wee step here. So this is for you to bolt the portal down to take the hip rafters. Okay, it does show on the engineer's documents where the bracing is required on the front, and it actually indicates that you want an HTT5 bracket on each side of the brace bracket. Spoken to the engineer, I can't quite see how he's hoping you to achieve it because there's a steel portal in there with 2 fixings as against as against, yeah, so the steel portal will actually act as one of those HTT5s on the other end. You'll need the HTT5. We'll show you what they are in another video. That's pretty much us for here, isn't it? You just like. Okay, so that's the walls. Roof panels. Roof panels will be labelled up as such. They also help lock the walls, the trusses, and the roof panels help lock everything together. So there's actually a few less brackets than what you would normally think, but that's because of the way that the walls fix to the webbed trusses, as well as these panels. It does hold everything together. Once again, identify the panels, only have one bundle open at any one time. Once again, I've put little triple holes in there to make it nice and easy for you to assemble, because these here will go over the top of the trusses. We'll show you a 3D of that. All of this information, all these PDFs and everything will be on your tablet, as well as every one of these bundles are an individual bundle put together and have a PDF printed version of the assembly process of that. Okay. Once again, BP for bottom plate, TP for top plates, and basically stud 1, stud 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and on the way through. NGs, which are written there, NGs, they're your nogs. Okay, so next one is trusses, and these are going to be where your time's going to be. These, I've got an awful lot of work on those. So every one of these is in an individual bundle. And basically I've brought the tails down so they should sit nicely inside those beam pockets. So in those beam pockets in those walls, this is the component that those 4 screws are going to go into from each side. So this theoretically, well, this will be the top of your wall, and this should be the bottom of your beam pocket. This will come up and come onto your hip rafters, like so, and also your main ones through here. Okay. So I've done some little bit of tricky stuff on the end here just to help it make it nice and easy for you, and we'll talk about that in the next video. You will see basically in here W3, W4, W3, W4. They are interchangeable obviously, but basically keep all your components within the one bundle. What else have we got? We done panels? All right. Okay.